Brace yourselves for the new Yellowstone spinoff. There's going to be drama, action, and grief. But most importantly, there's going to be a huge name that will star in the project. Michelle Pfeiffer enters the Yellowstone universe. It seems that the Yellowstone universe will continue without Kevin Costner, but there just might be a new sheriff in town. The critically acclaimed show is set to star none other than the very talented Michelle Pfeiffer. The Oscar-nominated actress is currently 66 years old and will play a big part in the expansion of the franchise. She is set to act in and produce a new spin-off series called The Madison, which was recently commissioned by MTV Entertainment Studios and 101 Studios, with the first title, 2024, which was later changed to The Madison. Fans began to speculate what the show would be about. It is said to be a touching portrait of mourning and people's bond. The movie revolves around a family from New York City who tries to live on the Madison River Valley of central Montana. Unlike the earlier spin-offs, The Madison will be based on the present rather than the past. This new series will see the same showrunner as Yellowstone, Taylor Sheridan. This will make sure that it feels like it's set in the Yellowstone world, and nobody can do that better than Sheridan. This upcoming series is the latest in the Yellowstone franchise, and there have been other spin-offs to this series. These are 1883, which explores the background of the Dutton family, and 1923, which depicts the Dutton family in the early 20th century. And here's more good news. Another spin-off called 1944 was announced in the previous year as a sequel to 1923, and The Madison adds a modern touch to the growing franchise. Seeing Michelle Pfeiffer joining the cast is exciting. She is famous for her ability to execute her characters with the highest passion and realism. Wouldn't we all like to see her at the top of her game in The Madison? Her partnership with Taylor Sheridan will be interesting to see. We can only hope that The Madison lives up to the hype that it's being set to. The departure of Costner from Yellowstone. Regarding Yellowstone, another problem that has attracted the attention of the audience and stakeholders is Kevin Costner exiting Yellowstone. Given how popular Yellowstone is, Costner played John Dutton, the family patriarch who will go to any lengths necessary to defend his family and his ranch. A true family man in every sense. This character was a regular cast member of the show, and Costner quitting was a big blow and rather surprising. Costner had many reasons to quit the series, and despite the fact that he had some conflicts in his working schedule, his absence will be noticeable. It appears that conflicts in the shooting schedule are one of the major reasons for Costner's exit, but it isn't the only one. Costner, however, has been very busy of late. He is enjoying one of his favorite projects, a Western series named Horizon, of which he is both the director and producer as well as actor. This has been a very ambitious project that has demanded most of his time and effort, which has made it impossible for him to meet the shooting schedule of Yellowstone. Despite a modest box office performance, Costner believes that the entire film series, consisting of 4 parts, will soon take off. The release of the second part of the series was pushed back because Costner believes that fans need more time to appreciate part 1. We would like to disagree. The working terms of engagement that came for both projects simultaneously were pretty tough, and since Costner had to choose between the two, he settled for Horizon. Apart from the time constraints, there have been some controversies touching on creative differences between Costner and Sheridan. This too sparked a lot of flames because these are two men who don't sacrifice their vision. Sheridan was willing to take the show in another direction, whereas Costner had his own ideas. It was at a stalemate. Even though Costner is a veteran actor, Sheridan definitely knows what he is doing, so Costner shouldn't have made his own input a priority. Nevertheless, after things went bitter between the two, both of them still had respect for each other. Sheridan has even gone on record to say that they could work out their differences, but when lawyers get involved in this business, then things tend to get messy. And wouldn't you believe it, that's exactly how their situation went down. Costner's exit also has a realistic feel of the show and its characters. No matter how popular they are, characters do end up saying goodbye to shows they were integral to. While Costner was the face of Yellowstone and undoubtedly the show's most important character, the series can still end on a high note without him. Maybe the decision to write off John Dutton is something that's going to work for the Yellowstone world in hindsight. Sheridan, please tell us if you're hiding any secrets up your sleeve. Costner was the main character of the show, and people loved the character of John Dutton to no end. He truly is the soul of the series. That being said, the universe of Yellowstone is solid, and the cast is very strong with a good and engaging storyline that can continue the show's success even without Costner. Sheridan has been developing new programs in the framework of the same universe, which indicates the desire to keep the audience interested and develop new narratives beyond the original show. Even though Costner jumped ship over to Horizon, how has the project done so far? Horizon's reception. Horizon failed to meet the set goals for a number of reasons. The first problem is the film's slow plot. It could have worked much better had it been a television series where people could get acquainted with characters and the environment in their own time. In the context of cinema, though, Horizon seemed to be excessively protracted, and thus it was impossible to sit through 3 hours of Western drama. So keeping the audience engaged is a place where Costner failed big time. Heading to the theater requires both time and money, something that most were not willing to spend on a movie like Horizon. Costner expected the people who watch his television series Yellowstone would come to watch the film in cinemas. But this did not work out as planned. It was not enough to attempt to apply the Yellowstone formula to the movie with slight modifications because it clearly didn't work. Also, the Western genre isn't really the go-to genre for today's adults and teenagers. A 3-hour cowboy movie? This isn't the 80s. Rather than setting the idea of having 4 parts right from the start, it would have been better for Costner to start with 1 or 2 movies before expanding on the franchise. Now, his position is compromised. Costner knows that no matter what he does, he needs to deliver upon his promise of 4 films. Whether fans like it or not, if he doesn't turn up on his promise, then he can kiss those box office numbers goodbye. The future of Horizon is currently on hold, literally. The release of the second part, originally scheduled for October this year, has been delayed. This decision was made by Kevin Costner himself, who stated that the audience needs more time to fully appreciate the first part. Given that Horizon is Costner's passion project, it's understandable that he wants to ensure it resonates with viewers. Speaking in an interview with The Deadline earlier this year, Costner was particularly passionate about this project. He thought about the fact that life is short. He is not sure how many years he has left, and that is why he tries to enjoy each day. Costner added that if he dies before the 3rd and 4th parts are produced, he will die a happy man. He is happy that he has recorded the second part as well, and that fans are going to enjoy that one, after a mediocre opening to part 1. He is obsessed with his vision and is willing to keep on making movies as long as people put their faith in him. His commitment can be seen in terms of the money he has put into Horizon, as he has spent $38 million of his own money on the project, and by the time the 4th part is ready, the total expenditure will cross $100 million. Such an amount of money points to the fact that Costner is very passionate about his ideas and does not allow anyone to stop him by mentioning the financial aspect. The interviewer said that Costner was as committed to his project as Coppola was to Megalopolis, for which he put $120 million of his own money. The interviewer said that Coppola has his own way of doing things, and it is now Costner's turn to tell a story that he wants to tell to his fans, which he said they will like. Do you think The Madison will be as good as Yellowstone? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to watch more videos like this. We'll see you in the next one.